Hi guys from Mecca and whoever else watching. Let me see a PC down that says dead. Well, it's certainly not dead. Just want to say hi to Cyberbob for giving me this. It's an X-Rio cabinet Mark V Barcris PC. Well, it was the dead Kesron one. As you can see, it's got a few bits in it now. I've also got my kiddies PC here, which is an ancient Pentium 3600 we bought thinking it would be fast enough for the internet, but these days it's kind of not. So the idea for this, she's got a lovely SpongeBob SquarePants keyboard here, I love that to bits. The idea from this is to put the inners from that, whoops, into there. But I can't do it yet, because this hasn't got a standard power supply. It's got a small form factor power supply, which will need to be changed because it's only a 200 watt one. So I need to get a 400 watt one from eBay. They're about £12, and then all of that can go into there and to be happy. But while I've got the two of these out, I've also got this to test. Now this, suspected of being very dead, is a GeForce 6 Series AGP card. It was in a Lindbergh Sega PC, and when it's booted up it runs for about 2 minutes, and then you just get, well, basically garbage on the screen. So we're expecting it's going to be very, very cooked. It doesn't look too bad actually, it just looks very, very dusty. Anyways, what I'm going to do for the minute is fire up this PC first, get that one working, show you it working, then install this card and we'll do some troubleshooting. So, be back in a minute. Alright, good afternoon boys and girls, second part of this video. I was doing it a minute ago but the batteries kind of ran out. Second part of this video I'm testing this graphics card. You see my kiddies PC's all up and running. It is a Mark V PC, well it used to be, and you see it there. Tell you something, these little boxes are great for the kiddies because there's no drives on them anywhere except the one in there, which means they can't install stuff in that. But this video is not about testing this PC, I'm just using this PC as a test for the graphics card. You see, all runs pretty well. Let's go on the properties and I'll show you. This manager there. Don't worry about them, they're not fitted in yet. Don't need them at the minute. At the minute it's running on 92 Radeon 9200, but several months ago I was testing this graphics card. It's a GeForce 6800 GT. It was in a Lindbergh PC, it was in a House of the Dead machine. Now the machine, when turned on, it came up with blocky graphics, jumbled letters, basically unplayable. And he phoned up a company and they told them it was the graphics card at fault. Now at the time I just took that as read, and we got a new graphics card and I installed that and it seemed to be fine. But I don't have a House of the Dead cabinet, so I could only test it so far. I could only test it as far as getting to the start screen, and then it said IO cards not detected and yada yada yada. So we assumed that the graphics card had been the fault and that the new card was working. But when my mate did install it into the House of Dead machine, it came up with similar issues. Blocky graphics, basically jumbled up screen, unplayable, and looking at the card itself, it doesn't seem, I can't really focus on it, but it doesn't seem to be that badly damaged. All the capacitors are good. There's no tarnishing on the pins. It's not even that dusty. So I'm wondering if something else is at fault. It could be a RAM fault with the PC. PC basically says Sega Lindbergh on its big yellow box, but it's a Pentium 3 Prescott board which heats up like a fucking oven when it's running. So I'm wondering if it's maybe heat related damage to the motherboard or the RAM or the processor itself. So what I'm intending to do is that is going in there, and I'll be back shortly. Alright, another part of this video. Just thought I'd show you the inside of this, guys. It's I'm going to get a snazzy pointer out here just to show you. I got that for a couple of quid in Maplins, by the way. It's quite a handy thing. Right. You look in here. A Barker Smart 5 PC is, well, it looks like nothing like this one. But it's basically, the PC itself is just a case with a standard motherboard in it. It should have an ASRock Enforce motherboard in it. I had this motherboard lying about in a drawer doing nothing. It's a Sempron 3000 processor in there, socket 754. It works for treating. Eventually I'll see if something like Rainbow Riches does run on it. Quite good condition itself. Now, to get the graphics card out of here, these have to go away. And basically, if I turn it round, that's just plug the power here for a minute. That's just a case of undoing that screw there, and then the whole front flops off. So it's just a case of undoing this screw like that, and it's come. There's another one that side. Yeah, we're good. And now the whole front will flop down. You might have to undo, if you've got one of these PCs, when you take this front off, you'll have to undo one of these, and you'll have to undo this connector here, but basically it'll come off. Now, what I'm intending to do is, these, need a wee bit of persuasion to move it. Yeah, wait under these as well. Like that. Right. Ah, there, it flops down. Okay. You don't want to let this just hang loose. So, what I'll do is you put something under it. I've got nothing at the minute, so I'll just hold it. But basically, what I'm going to do is that graphics card here, 9200 sitting there, I'm going to replace it with that graphics card over there. And we'll see what happens. I'm actually confident that it's going to work, but I don't know. I've got to try, because there's a perfectly good House of the Dead machine sitting up in a warehouse somewhere, and it could be out making money when it's like not. So, back in a minute and we'll try changing this card out and see what happens. Right. Working is a little bit messy, but you can see the GeForce card in there. Let's power it up and see what it does, if anything. See that? Maybe. It doesn't like the card at all. Now that card would appear to be dead. Well and truly. Try it again. No, the graphics card's not running at all. Oh, okay. Sure, obviously that's card probably was the fault. Alright. So that's definitive proof, Stephen. The graphics card is definitely the problem. Right. Had to be a bit heavy with this. This card does actually work, but it has capacitor fault. I don't know which capacitor it is, but I'll track it down. It may also be a bad heatsink, but I'll show you what it does. It actually comes on. Yep, it's coming on. But look at the screen. It's a bit psychedelic. There is definitely a capacitor fault or something like that, because the information coming into the text RAM in that graphics card is all screwed up. But you do this. Bizarrely, the Windows XP screen showed up properly. I'll just let it boot into this for a bit and see what it does. I'm 99% sure this is going to be a bad capacitor or a bad RAM chip. Both of which are very fixable in these graphics cards, but I don't have the facilities to do it at the minute. So I'll definitely be keeping the cards. I'll be repairing it at some point. See, that all works fine. I don't get that. That's working okay. I'd imagine when it goes to show our environment screen though, it's going to be totally ballsed up. May not even show an environment screen at first. Let's see what it does. Yeah, weird. That is all okay. Which is exactly what I got last time. So let's see what happens to that. Yeah, let's see what happens when we change the resolution. No, that's fine as well. Yeah, so it's definitely got a fault. You can see from the test screens that it's got a fault. It's got a pretty extensive fault. But, well, I'm not so sure. It's not a major fault. I'd imagine if I tried to play some sort of 3D game at the minute, it would be completely screwed up. Yeah, well, I'll keep it for you, Stephen, mate, and I'll look into getting it fixed for you. Alright, that's all for now. Now, just back for a second. I just want to show you, I think I may have found the fault. It's quite hard to see, but if you look at that, those ones don't shake. Try this one. You see that? That capacitor has a dry joint. See, that one's solid. That one up there is solid. This one here, which happens to be by on one of the power rails, is loose, and you can just about see it moving and clicking. Surely it can't be that simple, can it? It's got me interested in trying a replacement capacitor now. It is a 330 microfarad 16 volt cap, and there's definitely something not right about it. It's actually, you find that very hard to see. It's a wee bit discoloured on the base as well. Getting it out is going to be the issue though. See if the camera doesn't focus well. Focus doesn't work too well, but that capacitor is definitely loose, and it shouldn't be. That was solid. This, I don't think that capacitor was any good. So I think what I need to do is I need to take that one out of there and replace it somehow. And I'll try it later, Stephen, and we'll see what happens. Alright?